Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Super Deluxe Gamescast. It is Thursday, February 9th, the day after a Nintendo Direct. Always a good time to talk about video games following a Direct. Now, for everybody in chat who's watching, I know my office here might seem a little bare bones right now. That's because this is the last time you're going to be seeing me podcast from this office. Then when you see me,
Are
the
you
next time
moving
you see
again? Are you moving your podcast setup again?
Yes, because we're making the basement a dedicated game room.
Okay.
And so that space is going to be my podcast / gaming space. So it's going to be really cool.
Okay. Is the
guys,
boy moving upstairs?
No. His room is going to be done. I mean, he's only here every other weekend. So, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, guys, listen up.
I'm listening.
If you're in chat, we have new emotes. I am just now seeing all these new emotes. We've got, look at this shit, man. Like,
shout out to Jeff. Jeff and Rar kind of teamed up on a lot of this, right?
Yeah. We've got Jeff and Rar. Look at this. We got emotes for everyone in the podcast plus Moo here. I'm gonna throw some Moo out in chat.
We had one slot left, and I couldn't
plus
leave
Rar
Moo out.
plus Saki.
You couldn't leave Moo out. Like, if we can get some, can you get more slots somehow?
There are more for higher tiers. That's a whole nother.
I feel like we need pumpkin.
We got to pick and choose to some degree, but there's a lot of good ones to pick from.
So guys, get that tier 1 sub, and
the prime sub works for tier 1. So if you got those free prime subs, use that.
Go for it.
Subscribe to us on Twitch and support us on Patreon so that we can get to more of these events like PAX, so that we can get together to do the big charity hangouts more often.
Speaking of that, so this is the year, guy, and what Derek just said is very important, because this is the year that we are going back to PAX. Finn and myself will be at PAX East. I think more of the team are planning on being at PAX West if possible. So this is what we need. This right here is what we need support for, because PAX is not a vacation for us. Like, we're all over the floor. I mean, last time, Derek, we did what? Like, we
usually do a ton of interviews. Hey, Britt.
20 interviews or some shit. Britt, look at all the emotes in chat we have now. Look at all the emotes. Britt, you're an emote.
I've been an emote. Where have you been?
You are several emotes now.
You are several emotes.
Oh, let me see.
But yeah, so we're doing that. Also, like, a couple people could use some new piece of equipment, new interfaces, new mics, things like that.
Yep.
Where we're kind of scraping by. But besides all that, also a couple of small pieces of housekeeping. The obvious constant: join the Discord. Good group of people. Heavily moderated to make sure it is a safe and comfortable space for all kinds of fun geekery.
We're having a movie night this coming Monday, and I'm doing Your Name, which is a very, very good animated film.
I love Your Name.
Oh, thank you.
I love all your names.
But it's a very good, deep animated film, despite some things that happen in it. But yeah, it's really good. So y'all should join me, because I don't want to watch that alone, because I don't want to cry alone. So.
I'll be there.
John, do you like dub or sub?
What?
It
dub
should probably be dubbed to be best for movie night.
I see. Okay. For a minute,
I mean, either way, subtitles are going to be on, because I have shitty hearing.
I thought you guys were talking about a sex thing for a minute.
I mean, I'm an anime switch, so
that's Dom and okay. All right. You know what?
No. Dom and what, Britt? Dom and what?
It's fine. How are you guys doing? We good? We getting
good.
some money in?
Yeah. One more piece of housekeeping. Next week we will not be doing a live show. We will be doing some form or another of charity stream for the Trans Empowerment Project. That will be Thursday. We're working out the time, but it'll at least take place during the time of the usual live show, if not before and after. Stay tuned for details. But yeah,
fuck the wizard game.
Yep, we're gonna play a different wizard game. So we're gonna play a different wizard game, and our wizard's gonna be trans.
Put on my robe and wizard hat.
I want to know what everyone's drinking tonight before we begin.
Wine.
Vanilla Coke.
Jeff, what are you drinking? Jeff, what do you got in that glass? That
Just my
SDGC glass.
Just my usual bullet bourbon.
See,
Got like 3 huge bottles for my birthday and Christmas, so got like a year's supply.
Derek, look at this. I got a big old ice cube mold, and
Hell yeah.
I got a big old ice cube mold. I got actual sugar cubes.
I like the big cube.
I am doing a straight up old school, old fashioned, the way it should.
I
be.
miss those. I want one.
Brett, as everybody, if you got everybody in chat here will confirm, I think that I'm a phenomenal bartender.
You're a good bartender, and I'm a good baker.
You are great. Can I have some more? Bake me some more cookies, Brett.
I will.
You can't just fucking.
Maybe I'll do
ask.
it for Valentine's Day.
Oh,
No, I said the
Brett.
next set of cookies I was gonna send to Vicky, and you can't have any.
I'm gonna have
You ate
as many
them
as I.
Well, that works out
I'm gonna
perfect.
fucking-
Vicky can be your
I'm gonna-
Valentine.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
right.
fucking have as many as
I'm
I
taking.
want.
I'm Mr. Steely Girl.
You're. Oh, really? You think
Yeah.
so?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. We'll see who cancels who. Woke more.
She's gonna come. She's gonna come steal my wife and my dog. So
100%.
Up yours, woke moralist.
Yes, Christine.
We'll
Christine's
see
up next.
who
Christine and
cancels
Luna.
who.
yeah.
They're gonna be mine too.
I drank a cup of apple cider and went into a coma for a month.
What the fuck was that voice?
That was fucking Canadian Kermit the Frog, man.
Jesus Christ. All right. So, guys, we got a lot to talk about tonight. Part of what I've been playing ties into yesterday's Nintendo Direct. So I'm going to skip what I've been playing.
I actually didn't
Okay.
watch that, so let me go look at the highlights.
Oh, Britt.
We'll let you be late then on that one.
Yeah,
we'll,
go to
one
me
of us
last.
will go first. I can go first. I've been playing stuff that isn't in the Direct. I
mean, me too, obviously.
We did get a shadow drop. Anyway, I over the last week or so replayed Wolfenstein: The New Order.
Ooh,
I was
love
just-
it.
Hell yeah, that game rules.
I was
Killing
just in the mood.
Nazis.
I was in the mood for a good like FPS campaign, and it wasn't that long ago that Doom Eternal came out, and I played through like Doom and then Eternal and then its DLC like back to back to back. I haven't played Titanfall 2 in a couple years, but like I've done that several times. I did replay Half-Life with the VR mod a while back, so like it was like, oh, Wolfenstein is up. So I grabbed I already had it, so I re-downloaded Wolfenstein: The New Order, and like every time I play that game, I think this is my third time playing it. Excuse me again. I am taken aback at how much I love that game's scenario writing, how much I love the character writing, how much I love Brian Bloom's performance as BJ.
So good.
He's so fucking good.
You're really good, BJ.
Shut the fuck up. Extremely.
No, we got to
strong.
talk about that. Was really good coming
That
from
was
John.
good.
That was really
good.
good.
That was good, but shut the fuck up. But the Bloom's
from John.
performance,
Wait.
Bloom's performance as Blazkowicz is I'm gonna have to refer to him by last name now.
No, Derek, call him by his name.
William. It is
William
is-
James.
Yeah. Is this excellent, like pathos filled, incredibly layered character. I love the fact that Machine Games really went all out to go so far as to give us, not that it's super heavily touched on in the game, but like William is Jewish. His love interest in the game is Jewish. Pretty much the entire coalition that you fight with is an extremely
Anya is Jewish?
yeah.
I
Polish
didn't know that.
Jewish.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Unless I'm completely fucking wrong, but I could swear she was. The supporting cast of characters is a great supporting cast of characters of people who are, black and disabled and queer and all of these things. Yeah, it's just really, really fucking good. And also, like, I hadn't played, what was it, the 2009 Wolfenstein that, like, nobody played. The one that's just the flaming blue Nazi skull.
Existed.
Right.
Holy shit.
Here's the thing. That is technically like a canon predecessor to this game. And
Yeah,
I never
it
knew
is.
that. but it's so I kind of like looked back at Return to Castle Wolfenstein, which I loved, and Wolfenstein, and to realize for how long the Nazis in Wolfenstein have just been like Nazi paint on generic enemies, right? If you showed Return to Castle Wolfenstein or the 2009 Wolfenstein to a fucking alien and tried to have them explain to you why it is that Nazis were bad, they'd be like, oh, because they were necromancers. Like, they raised the dead.
Yeah.
That's what made them evil. Like, and no, but the New Order goes so far out of its way to center exactly what the Nazis believed, to center their hatred and their feelings of superiority, and the fact that they were wrong. Right? That all of the Nazi super science, all of this stuff was built on other people, the science and the knowledge of the people that came before them. So their sense of superiority is itself bullshit. It's just an incredibly cathartic game, given that we are in the midst of a white nationalist resurgence. You know, but yeah, so it felt really good.
So Derek, can I, since we're talking about Wolfenstein, can I say something that I'm sure you
absolutely
and Justin will agree with? Like from a purely a game, like, you know, obviously you're like, you know, the narrative in, you know, the New Order and the writing and the way it tackled those themes was something that I don't think anybody was expecting. But from a gameplay perspective, one of the best things to me about a New Order or New World Order
is a New Order.
The New Order. Okay, yeah. Is just how viable stealth is.
Well, it's designed around being potentially a stealth game, right?
Yeah,
if you're good at stealth, you'll play it as a stealth game.
Yeah,
and if you're bad at stealth, you'll run in double assault rifles, just, you know, so
it's so fucking cool.
It's a fun, like, no gimmick FPS that is just incredibly cathartic, and I'm gonna have to make time, I think, for the new Colossus, because I've only played the new Colossus once at launch, and it's time for a revisit, I think. So
we ain't in the podcasting business.
What did you think of the new
Nazi
Colossus
business? And brother, business is a booming.
What was that?
I was gonna say, what did you think of New Colossus? Because I liked New Order as well, and I skipped New Colossus. Just it seemed not like universally it seemed like a little bit mixed.
The new Colossus, from a gameplay perspective, is a little more muddled than the New Order.
Okay.
It is a little bit messier to play.
It's unbalanced.
It does not feel as like the new Colossus is something that does not feel quite as tight, and is like, it's kind of the same thing with like Doom and Doom Eternal in a lot of ways, right? Like, maybe not as either or, because there's a lot of people who love the original Doom over Eternal because it had purity to it, right? There's less shit going on, so it was just what do you do with those core mechanics, and then Eternal layers a bunch of stuff in that either works for you or doesn't. The new Colossus doesn't necessarily do that, but it's a similar kind of like, it tries to give you a little bit more of that like dual wielding and the heavy assault approach, but also enemies can be brutally difficult sometimes.
New Colossus has some huge difficulty spikes.
Yeah,
and Justin, the fucking courtroom.
The courtroom was what I was thinking of. That thing,
fucking courtroom.
At the same time, I think from a narrative perspective, like, the new Colossus is every bit as, if not more, impactful than the New Order. I mean, the New Order's whole gimmick twist of like, oops, you lose the war in the first mission and then have to jump forward 14 years.
Oops, all berries.
Is really fucking cool. But overall, I think the new Colossus is a more impactful plot of like taking back the United States from these fucking Nazis.
I just love Brit. Like, oops, we lost World War II. Like,
yeah,
like those games.
My bad.
Sorry, guys.
Those games have just been very like inspirational to me for like the type of thing I like to write and work with and stuff. So like those games are very, very special to me in a lot of ways. And I remember
you get to kill Nazis.
There's so many things you can do with a hatchet and a Nazi.
I mean, the possibilities are endless.
That is one of the greatest like developer quotes of all time. But yeah, I really love those games. I remember picking up New Order like right when it came out because I'm just like, oh well, I'm in the mood for a decent FPS, and
I had no clue how hard it was going to hit, man.
Yeah, I had no clue what was coming for me. And I remember like, it was really early on, when the game first released, and I was like, talking to some people. I'm like, guys, this is really, really good. Like, and I was one of the people that just started hitting pounding that drum right off the bat. So it was really cool to see it do well. What, pounding that drum? Like that's a common expression.
It doesn't stop her. Anyway. Yeah, so that's what I've been playing is the New Order. I am really excited to play the same thing that John has been playing that we will talk about later. But I haven't had a chance to start that yet, so
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to talk about this. I'm so excited.
You might as well just go.
No, I'm waiting for the direct talk because what I have to say directly ties into the direct. It directly ties into the direct. Jeff, right. Please. Jeff, tell us about your exploits today before the podcast.
Yeah, I'm doing my weekly Elden Ring stream. So I beat what's his name? Red Wolf of Radagon. Yeah. That was a bitch of a fight. I think I said I hate this game like 5 times, but still playing Elden Ring once a week for an hour or two. It's a good way to experience it. I stand by that. I'm grateful for the people who are hanging out in chat. I love small streams. I kind of forgot how much I enjoy just hanging out with like 1 or 2 people. When I used to stream on my personal channel years ago, that's actually how I learned to play Kerbal Space Program. Is the game is like a little bit obtuse and doesn't really give you a ton of I guess like instruction or direction. It's one of those things that you kind of have to teach yourself. And I had a couple people in there basically walking me through like how to get into orbit at first, and then kind of how to correct yourself with thrusters and things like that. So yeah, like I wouldn't have been able to play the game without that. So streaming's fun, and especially when it's really chill and low pressure situations. So that's been fun. And then I've just been playing Final Fantasy 14. I'm coming up on the end. Yeah, it's so good. I'm doing New Game Plus. I think I'm just gonna play through the whole story again, at least probably up through the end of Shadowbringers. Endwalker's recent enough. I don't really need to replay that, but I'm coming up on the end of Heaven's Ward. I'm clearing out because I played the whole game. I basically played the whole game in like 3 months back when Shadowbringers came out. So I did the main story stuff, but I skipped most of the side content. So I've been chipping away at unlocking that. But yeah, the some of the side quests are really good. I like the way they build out the lore. The rewards from them are actually really good. I was really broke from furnishing my apartment, but I've made about $1 million in just a couple weeks, and that's without even doing any like daily or weekly roulettes or things like that. So yeah, caught up on all the new content. The new raids are fucking awesome. I love
they're
the Abyssos
great.
Raids. The music is just so fucking good. I didn't love the new Alliance raids. I like that they're tied into the lore. Like, so the thing is, I loved the Nier raids in Shadowbringers, but as someone who's not a big Nier fan, I was like mechanically and like design wise and music wise, these raids are fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
But like I just was a little bit sad that it wasn't taking that.
They are too long.
They're really long. Yeah, they're fuck that. Even like months after they came out, it was taking me like not a year, an hour to run one of them.
It feels like a year. Like a year.
But the one thing I didn't like is like I want that content to kind of like expand the game lore and build on the story and stuff. So the fact it was just Nier stuff, even though it was tied in with the dwarves, I was like, like let's get back to like real Final Fantasy stuff. So I appreciate that, but yeah, I don't know what it is about these ones. Just the maybe because the Nier ones were so long and challenging, but the mechanics and stuff on these ones just didn't seem as exciting to me.
The new tier of the current Alliance raids that just dropped is much better than
than
a
Is that the one that has there's one where it's like it kind of precursors 4 ice AoEs in different areas, and you have to memorize that. These ones have a lot of memorization, and it's
honestly, that's the Halone boss. But honestly, dude, like it's easy. Like it's
it's not. I can remember. Okay, the first one's a donut, and I try to follow everyone else around, but I'm off by like half a second. and
You're off
die
just
every
enough to get clip damage from
Yeah.
from the AOE.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but whatever. The healers are all very nice. The community in this game is really good. Nobody's giving
That
me
happens.
shit.
That happens to everyone. Like when you
Yeah.
get caught on the very edge of a donut attack, and then like you're the only person in the 24-man raid who's dead, and you're like, I don't know what happened. It was so weird. I was with
I'm a
everyone
Dragoon.
else.
They know
Game's
what's
cheating.
They know what the deal is. So
Like
it's been-
unlike I'm playing WoW right now, and I told everybody like, hey, this is
Wow.
my first time running the dungeon, and the healer and the tank left.
Oh,
Fuck off.
See, that's
Fuck
because
them.
World of Warcraft is an asshole community.
I think
and I don't.
Absolutely.
Britt,
think
come
that's
back to
just,
Final
like,
Fantasy 14.
that's just the normal. I feel like online multiplayer community. I think
Oh,
14 is just a
absolutely.
little
I think
bit
you
of a-
sometimes
Sometimes just
get lucky.
different. Yeah.
14 is different. 14 is
She built different.
14 is legit
But
one of the
we
coolest
talk about-
online communities.
we talk about, sorry to go on a tangent here, but we talk about it with like content creators and stuff like that, right? Like your community is kind of a representation of what you've fostered and what you've allowed to endure. And I think,
Our chat is so
not
cool.
to say you can control all this, but obviously the 14 team, either through like the way that the game is designed and the way the rewards work and stuff like that, I think they must have done something to foster this, because it isn't just like pure luck that it happens to be such a
Yeah.
forgiving and patient community. So yeah, but no, that's what I've been playing. Yeah, there's other. I mentioned I finished GoldenEye last week, so I'm just starting up Perfect Dark now because I got the itch to replay that. And then when I'm done that, probably it might be a month or two, I'm going to play some of that that Metroid Prime that I'm sure we'll talk about.
Fuck it. I can't take it anymore. I have to talk about it. I can't
All
wait
right,
till the
talk
fucking direct
about it.
talk. Fucking so this is the episode of John's fucking vindication and redemption, right?
John, how many-
fucking direct
how many
for like
years?
4 fucking years I've been saying Metroid Prime, Metroid Prime, Metroid Prime. It's a real fucking thing. It's a real fucking thing that is happening and it's coming. And you know what?
What's
God
funny
damn it,
is you claim this is vindication, and yet the people in the know, like the truth of the story is that you've not been right
although here's the
until
thing, Derek.
recently.
Derek will confirm, and here's the fucked up thing. Derek will confirm that the morning of the direct, I called him and I said, hey, somebody told me that Metroid Prime is going to shadow drop.
You did say that, and we were both like, no.
Yeah, I was like, there's no fucking way. And then I was like, I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, I literally, somebody told me that. And I called Derek and I was like, there's no way that's happening. Derek's like, yeah, whoever that is doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. And I'm sorry, friend, for ever doubting you. But so I've been playing Metroid Prime, which fucking shadow dropped. Yeah,
John, can I join you for this
yes,
discussion
you may.
as well?
You
'Cause,
may.
yeah,
Just fucking shadow drop. They just fucking shadow drop Metroid Prime. So right off the bat, if you have not played Metroid Prime, it is one of the greatest fucking games.
I think
ever
it's one of the
made,
best
and
games
you-
ever made, for sure.
ever made, and you need to
I've
play
never
it. Now,
played it.
Very
Britt,
good.
you and Britt, you, Jeff, especially
Yeah.
like this game is far more about exploration than it is about combat.
Let's hear that.
Every nook and corner of this game just begs to be explored, and this visually is probably the most impressive remaster I've played. This side of like Demon Souls, right? Like Demon Souls is still the best remaster I've ever played. It's more of a remake, but Metroid Prime HD is literally, and Justin, I think you'll agree with me, one of the best looking games on Switch.
I think it easily is. And that's that. So I'm going to tip my hand a little bit. So I was actually not really looking forward to a remaster or anything of Metroid Prime because I've played a lot of really good remasters and remakes lately, and just seeing the remastering efforts that Nintendo has done in the past made me not really excited for it as a remaster. Like, obviously I'm excited. I'd be excited to have a new, more accessible version of Metroid Prime for people to play. But I had very low expectations for it as a remaster. And not only did this blow away my expectations as a remaster, it's also cheaper than I expected. So I expected a worse remaster for a higher price. And this one was really, really impressive. Like, I can actually just say that this looks good without having to add the for the Switch like
Yes.
on the end. Like it actually just looks good. It has a really modern lighting.
Yep. They have
model
volumetric lighting in Metroid
that
Prime.
works,
There's volumetric lighting,
and it works so well. It looks excellent. New materials, new textures on everything. And
everything.
I don't think I've talked to all that much about my love of this game. Like if I had to choose one game that's my favorite ever, it would be Metroid Prime.
Metroid Prime's in my top 3 games of all time. It's one of my favorites.
I obsessively played that game. I got to the point where I could finish it in like 2-ish hours.
I don't know why you would. This game demands you to take its time.
Because this was literally after weeks and weeks of spending of like combing every inch of this game over and over and over again. This is a game that means a whole lot to me, and seeing it beautifully remastered, because it seems like Retro themselves did the remaster too. So like the art all blends perfectly with the old art style. It's not like it's gonna be something that looks out of place.
And it's a dual stick shooter now. Like you can play it in dual stick, and the motion, like there's a hybrid option to play in dual stick with gyro aiming, and
that's what I'm doing.
Glorious.
It controls beautifully, and like honestly, that's
so good.
That was such a thing that they needed to get right, because I think honestly the control setup for a lot of people that have only played like modern FPSs, they would have been turned off by it. But that original option is still there.
How did it control originally? I'm curious.
So
it was a little convoluted.
So the game has a lock-on system essentially. And you just use the left stick to pivot right and left, and then forward and back. So there's a lot of just like stopping in place and turning.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And then you use the
one where you roll as a ball through like the tubes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That's Metroid.
That's Metroid.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know anything about Metroid. I
balls.
just remember one on GameCube where you could like, you were like, it was almost like
You're thinking of Other M.
No, I am Jeff. You fucking knew it. The look on your face. I don't know Metroid, but I do know that shit.
You just got to. You have to roll. There's a lot of rolling balls down the shafts.
Yeah. So Jeff, the original controls were just like
some rolling balls.
The C stick was used to change which beam you had equipped, and then you just use the left stick to like pivot and then move forward and back, and then you could lock on to targets and then move freely around them. Lock on's still in even if you're using the new control schemes and stuff, which I still recommend using because the game's very much designed around it. But I've been playing it with the dual stick and gyro aim, and it's awesome. It controls great, it looks great, it sounds great, and it's at a good price point. Like, I'm so happy that so many people are going to get to check this game out, because it notoriously did not sell all that well.
I mean, no Metroid game really has.
No Metroid game has.
So here's the thing. One, as of a couple hours ago, it was a #1 seller on the eShop, and
it's not hard to do.
Two, like when we talk about like the visual updates, when you land on Talion and you look up in the rain, the raindrops are running down Samus's arm cannon, and then if you change your view, if you look down, the raindrops roll the opposite direction. Like Derek,
fucking science.
Like Derek, like just little shit.
Little shit like that is really like what Metroid, like between Dread and the Prime remake. I love the weird little details. Because that's what made the original Prime so special, was looking up at the rain and having the rain hit your visor and roll off of it.
And dude, like now in HD, when you're walking through the like steam vents and your visor gets beaded up with like fucking condensation, it looks so much better now. And of course, like, when you see Samus's reflection in the visor when you're firing a missile too close to something, like dude, it is just.
A lot of those details, like a lot of those details, were in the original. They just look nicer now. But like, it's still just like hard to believe. Like, there is so much stuff that Metroid Prime
the rain running down the arm cannon wasn't in the original.
No, that was that's new. But like, there's so many little details in this game that like that sort of stuff is common in a lot of AAA games now, but like the games what 20 years
This
old
was
now?
an early GameCube, like a first year GameCube game. I mean, holy shit.
Like it was astounding at the time to see this stuff.
And now to say that Metroid Prime is one of the best looking games on Switch, I mean, I'm just so fucking happy, man. Like I'm so happy.
And again, it's just like a lot of the stuff about Metroid is very un-Nintendo, and their approach to this remaster in the best way is very not Nintendo. You know, we got a decent price point. It looks great. It runs great. But they put the time and effort into those little details because, like, the people
Retro doesn't fucking miss, dude.
The people that care about Metroid Prime care about those things. And like it's so great to see them put that effort because I know Metroid is a series that is very popular among hardcore people, but it's not like one of the big Nintendo franchises. That's just the reality of it. So seeing this loving of a remaster that was available very suddenly and for a good price just makes me so happy, and I can't wait.
I will say this. With as much work as they clearly put into Metroid Prime, and you know, with Prime 4 coming, we're not seeing that Donkey Kong game for a very long fucking time, unfortunately.
The Donkey Kong game's not retro.
I thought it was Retro doing that.
Nope. Who's
developing that?
It's whatever the fuck you call Nintendo's internal team at this point. Not EAD because it's been like
EPD. RAR says
it's EPD. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's the Odyssey team. That is what the long running Donkey Kong rumors have been. Is it's the Odyssey team is working on Donkey Kong.
Then who's working on the next Mario game?
Retro.
I mean, they've got multiple teams that make Mario stuff.
They're not.
All right.
But yeah, no, that's what I've been playing. Is like I've literally fucking dropped everything from Metroid Prime. Because you know, yeah, it's Metroid Prime. Anyway, Britt.
Yes.
Play a video. What you been playing?
Play a video game.
Play a video game for me now.
Play a video game.
Entertain me.
Fire that fucking PlayStation up.
So I've just been still playing WoW, and I like to address this just in case for new viewers or new listeners that I am playing it because I am kind of doing it in dedication to my friend who suddenly passed away in a motorcycle accident last year. And he has been heavy on my mind lately because I had a dream about him on Monday, and it just kind of ruined, like, I wouldn't say ruined, but it just kind of brought down the mood of my entire week. And then Metroid Prime Shadow dropped, and he fucking loved that game. Like, I remember just laying in his bed and watching him play that game, you know, when I was younger. And, you know, I'd just hang out at his house, and I would just be, you know, sitting on his bed and just watching him play. And so when that released, it was just like I knew this week was a week that I needed to think about him and remember him. And grief fucking sucks, man, because it it comes and it hits you in waves that you don't expect. And so this week has been really hard for me. It's actually why I was late to the stream, is because I was getting ready and I was listening to music and a song came on that reminded me of him and I started crying. So I've just been playing WoW to kind of think about him, and I've been going to areas that remind me of him. And I am sorry I'm crying right now.
No, don't apologize.
But
we love you.
It's just it's been a hard week for me, so that's what I've been doing. And I just miss him a lot, so I've just been playing WoW because it reminds me of him, and I'll probably play Metroid because it reminds me of him, and that's what I've been doing.
You're a good person, Britt.
Thank you.
I'm putting as big a heart as I can on my camera.
You are you are a good person.
Like, I was so frustrated because, you know, I did my makeup fully done, and then the song came on and I just started crying, and all my makeup just started like running down my face, and I couldn't even put my fake eyelashes on because my fucking real eyelashes were wet, so they weren't sticking. So I was like, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna
And
come
yet
in.
you look fucking fantastic. So I don't know, maybe
thank
cry
you.
while doing your makeup more often because it's fucking working.
I don't want to.
You have a very natural beauty anyway, so
No, thank you. But yeah, that's I've just been he's been on my mind a lot lately, so that's what I've been doing. Just things to remember him by.
we love
I
you.
didn't mean to break down the vibe.
No.
No, you're not
Sorry.
bringing down.
No,
you're
no,
not
we
bringing-
just don't want to
no.
interrupt
Only-
you while you're speaking from the
Only
heart.
real honest vibes. That's the rule. No fake bullshit. Real vibes. Real honesty.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, if we're coming with honest vibes, then we got to admit Witcher 3 combat fucking sucks.
Shut the fuck up, John. I swear to God.
I'm
I
just
will
saying.
fight
I want to
you.
have that because Geralt of Rivia is like one of the only things that makes me happy right now. So
Are you going to
Look,
try to
you-
take that
you-
from Brett? You fucking
I'm not
monster.
taking Geralt. I'm taking Witcher 3 combat. She can have Geralt all she wants. Although I will say that since Geralt is such shit at fighting monsters, like he's probably bad in bed. So
Bullshit.
I
No,
feel
I'm
like
just
it's
saying, dude.
canonical
Yennefer
that
and a
is not
unicorn
true.
says
I'm gonna-
otherwise.
Okay, the unicorn did all the fucking work. The unicorn is basically that world's version of like, the Liberator.
Is that what we're doing?
We're
I think so.
I'm not
Who
going
doesn't-
there with you.
Do you
Why
guys
am
not know what the
I
Liberator
am
is?
so out on. I don't know what the unicorn is unless we're talking about like a regular
Witcher?
Oh
unicorn.
no,
I didn't play
no,
Witcher
no,
3.
No, Geralt and
It's Witcher
Yennefer
3
fuck on a
thing.
unicorn. They fuck on
Oh
a
hell
unicorn.
yeah! No, I vibe with that. The last unicorn.
John is gonna sleep with
It's not a
Henry Cavill
real
to prove
unicorn.
him-
It's a toy unicorn.
In
Okay.
chat, John is gonna sleep with Henry Cavill to prove himself right. Cam,
Soon
what's
it'll
up,
be Liam
buddy?
Hemsworth. Hi, Cam.
Cam, happy Black History Month. Back to you. Guys, are we ready to talk about?
I don't
the
think
direct?
people are allowed to wish me Happy Black History Month, but I appreciate it.
Are we ready
I'm,
to talk?
I'm far
about-
too white.
Are we ready to talk about the direct?
Ready to
I
talk
just
about
have-
this fucking direct, unless
I
is
have
Jeff
one
gone?
quick. I have one.
Yeah, Jeff went.
have you-
I'm John.
Jeff. I just have one quick thing to add while we're on this, just because it's kind of a fun little note that kind of goes with what we've been playing. So, I am in the PlayStation firmware beta program, and they just dropped the newest firmware update that allows you to chat through Discord on your PS5.
Hell yeah!
And I got to try it out with my friends on some other platforms. And
I thought Justin was gonna say I'm on my PS5 right now.
I got to try it out with some of my friends on other platforms, and it's awesome and it works great. And just with crossplay being so much more prevalent, and like I've been playing games with them on other platforms, but voice chat in game cross-platform does not always work well.
And the
And
Discord
so
solution is not elegant. I'm guessing you do what I do, Justin, where you're like, I have my phone on speakerphone with Discord on,
Yep.
but then I have the volume coming through my TV, but it has to be low. It's just a fucking nightmare.
Yeah,
It's
no,
awesome.
it's a mess. But now you just work it, from the system, and it works great. And I've been able to play some games with some of my friends on other platforms, communicate better, and hear each other clearly. So just a nice note. It should be launching for everybody probably in a few weeks or so.
All right, now we're ready to talk about the direct. So, guys, Nintendo Direct yesterday, highlighting most of what we can expect from Nintendo in the first half of 2023. And I feel like this direct started slow and then really built up steam.
See, I
towards the
disagree
end.
because the very first thing we got was Pikmin motherfucking 4, and I could not help but smile all the way
Pikmin is
through
good.
that little presentation.
It's not my favorite Nintendo franchise, but Pikmin is really good.
It's so good. The vibes are great.
Filling the
it's-
juice
it's-
bottles is one of the most satisfying things to do in gaming.
It's little bitty dudes. It's weird little bitty dudes, and you fight weird, slightly less little bitty critters, and it's great.
Kind of like
And you do a
podcasting.
little exploring. That's nothing like podcasting. But I loved as the resident Pikmin appreciator, and the person who was, I think, well, we clipped my reaction to the Pikmin 4 reveal, right?
Yes, it was
but
awesome.
like this is a big one for me. And I love Nintendo has been doing this thing ever since the original where they are subtracting as much as they add, because it'd be easy to just keep adding new types of Pikmin and bloating the franchise, and they haven't. We got the purple and white Pikmin in 2, they've never returned. We got the rock and the pink flying Pikmin in 3, and it's looking like they may not return this time either. Now we have ice Pikmin. I'm like, cool, we have a totally new type of environmental interaction, you know, something very different. We have the dog thing. I don't remember if there was a name for that, but we have a dogman, I guess, and he's great. He is a friend. We have what looks like maybe Pikmin 2 style like treasure dungeons back, which was something that I was personally kind of missing from 3. Yeah, like it just looks good as hell. It looks so pretty and it looks so fun, and I cannot wait. And I'm just sad that it got delayed a little bit. It was supposed to be a spring game.
I was gonna say it's not coming out as soon as I thought it would.
Well, I think it was revealed with a spring release date. Just it'll come in spring, and now it's July.
Yeah. So this is a summer game,
but you know,
not a huge delay though.
It's not, and honestly, like I get it. I think Derek, this is more about getting it away from Zelda than anything else.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's that the game has any issues or that they need more time. I just think they're not trying to get anything out around Zelda.
Zelda's going to eat everything alive.
Trust me, we will get
Zelda
to Zelda
alone is going to fund this year for them.
Yeah, we will, and we
especially
will,
with the $10 price, Jack.
On that,
we
on
will
that
get
topic,
to Zelda.
like how much? Because I always heard Zelda, like as popular as Zelda is, it's not even their biggest. Like I always heard it's not like a huge seller.
That ended with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, traditionally it does well for them, but it was not their biggest. Like it's not as big as Mario. It's not as big as like Pokemon.
Until
but Breath of the Wild was I think Breath of the Wild might be one of Nintendo's biggest games ever.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
like 11 or 12 million copies sold or something. Like,
but it's not like other Zelda
number.
games have. I mean, not that there's been another like mainline Zelda game since Breath of the Wild, but like it's not like those numbers transferred over to Link's Awakening, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
which still sold great. I mean, but
Tears of the Kingdom will.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, Tears of the Kingdom is going to be one of the biggest games
they've got like, look at the install base they have for Switch now. I think it's just hit like 120 million. But when you look at Breath of the Wild, I mean, I played it on Wii U. I'm probably one of the few people who did, but like you basically had Wii U, which like nobody had, or if they did, like they probably weren't using it. And then you had the Switch had just launched. So your user base there was like very limited compared to what they have now. So I would think it could easily outsell Breath of the Wild.
I mean, it also sold really well long term too. Like that was an evergreen game on top of like debuting bigger than Zelda usually does.
So, but no, like kind of circling back to Pikmin. Yeah, like I thought Pikmin looks fun. I'm not expecting a massive reinvention of the formula, because it is Pikmin. But Pikmin on its own is just a really, really fun, chill, really, really cute and wholesome experience. And I'm looking forward to Pikmin 4. I want to mention, and we don't have to go in order here. Like we can bounce around here. I think because there are some games that I think like none of us really are.
Let's talk the big Nintendo ones first, and then we can move on to some of the smaller and like third party stuff.
So, well, in that case, guys, Advance Wars finally, fucking Advance Wars is releasing. In what did they say? April. It's coming out. April.
Yeah.
April
Fool's, motherfucker. We're canceling it.
I hadn't even fucking thought about that. So here's the weird thing: we didn't see any gameplay. They just showed an animated trailer.
Man, it's fucking Advance Wars.
Right,
how much gameplay are you going to show?
I would like to see
that opening.
To see
that animation was
very
great.
good.
It was wonderful.
It was very good.
But they've already shown gameplay of this game before, and it's a prettied up remake of a GBA strategy game. Like,
here's the thing, though, Derek. Derek, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just don't think that gameplay does advance. Like gameplay footage, extended clips, don't sell it, right? Show the art style, show the personality, tell people what kind of game it is, let word of mouth do its job. Advance Wars is always going to be a bit of a harder sell than something like Fire Emblem.
Here's the interesting thing, though. is I think a lot of people, you included, Derek, had this pegged as the shadow drop.
Well, there were rumors, and
and to be honest, like I mean, it would have made sense, right? Like, oh, guys, look, Advance Wars. But instead, we got the most unlikely shadow drop ever, which is fucking wild. But no, Britt, Justin, I know you played Advance Wars. Jeff and Britt, have you guys played Advance Wars before on GBA?
No.
You are in for a treat. I promise you. These games are delightful. I would never in my life
Jeff seems unconvinced.
No, Jeff, this makes war cute. And
I appreciate
cannot
it. I'm not
stress
gonna
that
play
enough.
it, but I appreciate it.
You know what? After Battle Tanks, I just don't trust any storytelling of war. So
was classified documents leaked to build the tanks in this game?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
This game is not going to be for everyone because Advance Wars was already the slightly harder and less approachable strategy series for Nintendo on the GBA compared to Fire Emblem.
it's like an RTS, isn't it?
It's not.
Turn-based
It's
strategy.
extremely similar to Fire Emblem, other than instead of having hero units, you have bases that manufacture units, and you have to capture resource points to get higher income. So it's kind of structured like an RTS, but it is like a turn-based, grid-based, very Fire Emblem-y game. But
it is Advance. I could not be happier because I think there were real questions as to whether or not this game was ever actually.
It was coming out. They spent too much fucking money on this.
I would have liked to think so, but apparently, it's coming out. And the writing was on the wall for this. What was it, a week ago where it leaked that they were bringing back pre-order, they were whipping pre-orders back up and shit like that, something. But I think we all kind of saw this one coming, I think. But yeah, I am so glad that Advance Wars is getting another shot.
It'll be a good time. I hope it sells well. I hope we get a new Advance Wars. I hope we get a new motherfucking Battalion Wars, which nobody played but me.
I rented that game
I
from
played it on
my
GameCube.
local movie gallery.
I loved the GameCube version. I loved the Wii sequel that literally nobody played.
There is a Wii sequel?
There is, and
Yes,
it's so good because it uses pointer controls for manual aiming. It's one of the best shooters on the Wii.
See, that sounds fun. I was not a fan of Battalion Wars on the GameCube. I'll tell you that.
It's a little rough, but there's a lot to love.
So other Nintendo games, we won't talk about it from a gameplay perspective because we covered that, but obviously Metroid Prime, I think, was the big surprise for the night for everyone. We had heard rumors about Metroid Prime for years, and then we heard, I think it was Imran who broke that we weren't going to get the trilogy, we were going to get Metroid Prime.
Wasn't Imran? Imran may or may not. I don't remember if Imran had much to say about it. It broke from a random post on Reset Era, if I remember correctly, that not a lot of people paid attention to. But Emily Rogers was the first person to really bang the drum of no, this is just going to be a remake of the first game. Imran may have joined in on that. I don't know.
Honestly, if you know anything about Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, I believed it because that game was made specifically with the Wiimote in mind. And I think it would probably be impossible to port without a full rework of the entire game.
People said that about Skyward Sword.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But no, it was cool enough that they announced it, right? Oh, it's finally here. But to shadow drop it, very cool.
That
was, I think, one of the most that was one of the biggest Nintendo Direct surprises I think we've seen in years.
Game Boy games.
Game Boy games, I'm really excited about.
We have Game Boy and GBA. Now, I will say this. I would care more about this if I didn't have an analog pocket.
Okay, I don't have an analog pocket, and I love the Game Boy Advance. So,
yeah, saying.
Yeah, if you didn't have your fucking expensive collector, limited item that runs off of collector's cartridges, sure. But this is going to make Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games so much more accessible to the majority of people. And
it's so
there's some
cool.
bangers in that lineup.
Oh no, dude, we're getting Golden Sun and the fucking Oracle of Ages and Seasons, and
So
I'm
It'd be
so
great
excited to
until they
play
shut down
Ages
the
and
service in
Seasons.
5 years.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
like, my thing about this is like what I love about Nintendo bringing back all these old IPs is I hope it resparks some love into franchises that have kind of fallen to the wayside, like Golden Sun, and maybe we can get more like games like that in the future.
So
Yeah.
I will say, do not sleep on fucking Gargoyle's Quest on Game Boy. That is one of the best platformers on that fucking, and it's on NSO right now. Go play Gargoyle's Quest. There's a reason that they chose to launch with Gargoyle's Quest. Is although, like, on the other hand, like Alone in the Dark, the new Nightmare. Like, what? Like, what? Wait, hold on. This is like.
I
wait,
want to know how that one got into that
like,
list.
How the fuck? Wait, hold.
They should have had
fuck
Metal
on.
Gear Solid Ghost Babel in there.
Yo, Ghost Babel
Ghost
rules.
Babel fucks, dude. Ghost Babel's great, but not. But you know, like, oh, and I also want to say that, like, you have options for filters. You got the Game Boy filter, you got the Game Boy Micro filter, and then the Game Boy Color filter, which I think is really fucking cool. So you're kind of like, you know, a lot of people had said, well, are they going to do Game Boy and Game Boy Color? Well, there's your answer. And this is one of those systems where, you know, there are so many bangers on both of these systems just waiting to be dropped. Like Mega Man 5 on Game Boy is one of the best Mega Man games. I hope they drop that. You know, Castlevania Belmont's Revenge is just an absolute, like there's so much potential here. One thing I will say is that Nintendo, let us turn off the fucking borders on the Nintendo Switch Online games.
No.
They're awful. Like they're just bad.
Eric,
But
I heard that in the Bugs Bunny voice of just,
yeah, so did
just
I.
the no.
So did I. But guess what? If you have the NSO expansion pack, you also get Game Boy Advance games. And these are going to be the real fucking, like, we mentioned Golden Sun. You know, I doubt we'll get the Advance Wars games because we're getting Reboot. Reboot Camp 1 and 2, which is a shame because the original games are fucking incredible.
If we had Fire Emblem and Sacred Stones on there, that's gonna fucking rip though.
Well, I mean, we know that Blazing Blade is going to be there.
Is it? Was that on the list?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me. Okay.
Yeah, Blazing Blade is going to be there. We know Golden Sun's going to be there. I would love to see something like Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. You know, which I don't see Square like revisiting anytime soon. So I think that's ripe for Game Boy
There's not
Advance.
a single fucking Final Fantasy game on the Nintendo Switch Online. This isn't going to change it, bud.
Probably not. Although I think it's really cool that we're getting and if we're getting Golden Sun, that means we'll probably get the Lost Age.
Mario
too.
and Luigi.
Mario and Luigi If you have not played Superstar Saga,
I love the Mario and Luigi games.
Those games.
They also there's just something about like Game Boy Advance era pixel art.
It's just
that,
so good. Like, dude, Minish Cap
is
like,
oh god, Minish Cap I think is some of the all-time best pixel art ever.
that's a Capcom game. Capcom.
Yeah, it's
developed
Capcom.
that.
Capcom did Oracle of Ages.
Why does
and
it surprise you?
too.
Capcom's incredible,
Yeah.
as we have previously discussed.
So yeah, like the Game Boy Advance is something that holds a lot of nostalgia for me, and there's a lot of really great games there that I have not played in a long time. So I'm really excited about seeing those coming to the Switch Online.
If there is,
and I think
one
a lot of
Game
those
Boy-
games actually hold up too. It's not like some of the ones that are just pure nostalgia. It's like, no, they're really, really good games, and I have nostalgia for them. Which
If there
great.
is one game I really hope shows up on GBA, it's Gunstar Heroes Advance.
Oh hell yeah,
That game fucking
Gunstar Heroes
rules,
should
dude.
just be everywhere all the time.
Gunstar Heroes Advance is fucking. It is one of the most visually incredible games on Game Boy Advance. It's just a lot of fun. I mean, it's Treasure, right? Like, I mean, come on, like
Yeah,
Treasure doesn't fucking miss.
Treasure,
but
Treasure's a good studio.
I am so like I feel though. Like Derek, what do you like? This is long over. Like this is years overdue. Game Boy Advance games make so much sense on the Switch, and I'm surprised that we had to wait till the end of its life cycle to get them.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what's weird about it.
end of
but
its life
whatever.
cycle. Well, we'll see. We
I
got
mean,
at
that's
least
just-
another year out of the thing.
Well, I mean that's
So-
assuming that like if Nintendo is smart, they'll have everything on the Switch backwards compatible, which I just fucking jinxed it. But yeah, NSO stuff is like I am more excited about Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games on Nintendo Switch Online. I mean, honestly, all jokes aside about Analog Pocket, than I am Super Nintendo games or Genesis games, just because Game Boy Advance, like there are so many. Oh, I love it. There were so
It
many
felt
games.
weird to have the GBA version of Super Mario Brothers 3 when like we already have Super Mario All Stars and the NES version, but then they were like, oh, it has the e-reader levels. Oh, okay, well that's why.
So here's the other thing though. I was really surprised that there are no Pokemon games as part of the initial launch.
I'm not fucking surprised. Are you goddamn kidding me?
No,
Eat shit. You're
why-
never gonna get Pokemon Red on there. No.
Why? Why wouldn't you?
Because it's Pokemon. Pokemon does it. You will get Final Fantasy VI on there before you get Pokemon Red.
I mean, Pokemon, the trading card game, is one of the
It's
games
different.
in the.
It's different. It's a spinoff. They'll do the spinoffs. They're not putting a core Pokemon game on a free service like that.
I don't
They're not
understand
doing
why.
it.
I don't understand why though. It's not like they have any plans to
Pokemon.
re-release it.
It's not a free service, so
Because Pokemon.
That doesn't make
Right,
any
and they
sense to
still
me.
want people to buy Pokemon.
Yeah. Because if
let-
you're playing Pokemon
let's
Red for
go.
free, you may not
Pikachu,
buy
maybe.
Pokemon Scarlet.
A little bit.
Rar says Pokemon Red was on 3DS,
Yeah, they sold it. It wasn't free, but
But no-
they sold it
but why would it come to NSO if it was on 3DS?
because NSO is free.
You sure?
But was it a Game Boy game? Was the Game Boy Advance
Am I-
game?
sorry, am I crazy?
John,
when it's-
what are you saying? What is your argument
Rar-
here?
I cannot
Rar-
follow this discussion.
Rar
at
says
all.
that Pokemon Red was on 3DS.
It was, but it was a pay to buy to download this digital version.
I see what
And
you're saying.
Pokemon
I see.
is like and to the point, I understand that Nintendo Switch Online is not itself free, but
Be in here.
like part of that benefit is the like subscription service, and they are never going to make a mainline Pokemon.
I mean,
on there.
NSO isn't free though.
I just fucking said that, John. I swear to Jesus Christ
I'm
himself.
just saying, Derek. I'm just saying. I wanna really hammer it home for you there.
Look, I will eat my words if it ever happens, but I am so confident, right? I am more confident in this than I am in my own gender identity that that main like Pokemon games are not coming to Nintendo Switch Online.
What are we betting?
I'm not betting money. I'm broke,
no,
bitch.
No, I don't want to bet money. I'll bet something fucking ridiculous. Let's make
No.
a wager right here.
I've already got an
Coward.
SDGC wager out that if the
Coward.
MGS3 remake ends up being true, that I have to record a cover of Snake Eater. So I've already got a far
Love that
weightier.
shit. I hope it fucking
um,
happens.
I already have a
hope that's
far weightier wager out in the world. I'm just not invested in this one.
If no Pokemon games ever come to NSO, I will shave a Pokeball out of my chest hair.
Hate that. I'm
How
not
are we
doing
gonna prove that though? You just gonna post a picture of your balls on Twitter?
chest
my-
hair.
My chest hair, not my ball hair.
What? Where did Britt get?
Yeah, I don't know where. I don't know where
That is
Brit.
not what he said.
I don't know where Brit. What the fuck?
Listen, I'm sad and tipsy.
Where the
Leave me
fuck is
alone.
Brit's head
You're not,
at?
you're not gonna fucking make fun of me right now. Leave
You
me
know what?
alone.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Meerpat, and I know that Nick and chat is going to fucking love this. If a mainline Pokemon Red, Blue, Gold, Silver, Ruby, Sapphire, like one of them fuckers gets announced for Nintendo Switch Online, I will post a thirst trap.
You do
I
that
will-
shit all the time anyway.
I have never posted a true thirst trap. I can't do it.
Yeah, I posted plenty thirst trap there.
Well, Nick's happy. Nick's
But
happy.
I don't.
Cat.
I don't, and it's a big deal. So that's what you get out of me. That's my part of the bet. Balls are stored on the chest.
Brit, like, were you just gonna show your balls? Like, Brit.
It's different and special because I never post thirst traps. I don't.
I
so.
just don't know where the fuck Brit got that.
I don't know. I just heard I heard Pokeball. That's what I heard.
Pokeball and shaving
And I just
hair.
immediately assumed that you were
It's just-
shaving a Pokeball onto your balls.
Just to take a bit of heat off Britt, I just need to point out the entire chat, including myself, is convinced that Derek did say Nintendo Switch Online is free several times.
Okay, so what
And I was like,
I did
What?
not say Nintendo Switch Online is free. I said that people wouldn't pay for Pokemon, or like the game would be free.
But it's
And logically, like what I meant was that, like it's not, it's part of the subscription thing instead of a pay to own. But
okay.
yes, there is a cost. I understand why people would say that.
I wasn't trying to be that guy. I just like
no,
I think everyone's
my wording could have implied that, and it's not what I meant. But I understand why people felt the need to correct me. So
I straight up wasn't understanding what either of you were saying.
yeah, Cam
confused.
is correct. It's like Game Pass free. You know,
Okay,
it's free if you have the
like,
service that you paid money for.
It's free if you're paying for it.
it's $20 a year, and I don't think they're gonna give you access to Pokemon as part of a $20 a year service that includes a bunch of other shit.
If you're
Because
paying for it annually, it's free.
Nintendo is so backwards that they think that if they give people like super easy cheap access to like Pokemon Red, that you won't buy Pokemon Scarlet. It's fucking stupid. That's the way they think usually. So
this is where we talk about Zelda, right?
No, let's talk about Sea of Stars.
Well, no, we got to get the Nintendo. We got to get the first.
there isn't much to
games out of the
say
way.
about Zelda. It
It's
looks
coming
fucking
out. It's fine.
great.
We still got to
Jeff
talk
said
about
I
it.
don't like
I
Breath of
don't
the Wild
give
era
a shit
Zelda.
John,
what you like.
It's $70 instead of $60. There's some really cool weird shit where Link was on like a floating air platform and made a car, but we don't know what the fuck is going on.
Jeff, speak your truth. Don't type it. Speak your truth right here on the podcast. Britt said you didn't like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I'm not calling anyone. I liked it.
Wow, Jeff,
Brett
thanks.
said I didn't like Breath of the Wild, which
I
is
put-
extremely true. I
put 60
really do not
hours
like
into
that
it.
game.
I played it on Wii U. I finished it. It's the only Zelda game I've played for more than 2 hours.
I love that
I fucking
Jeff
hate
played it on the Wii U.
I fucking hate how the weapon durability works. I know I'm not alone.
Maybe
in
that's
that.
what I'm thinking of then.
Yeah. So I like to take pot shots at it, but it's good. It's a good game. It's just like I've tried to go back to it a couple times, and I'm just not feeling it. It might have just been like lightning in a bottle type thing for me, so I probably won't pick up the sequel. But I'm happy to. I think it's just the way I felt about Breath of the Wild was the same way I felt after I played Assassin's Creed Origins, which was like the first kind of like big action RPG Assassin's Creed, like that really different new model that they've been going with. And I was like, I fucking loved 80 hours of this, but I've had my fill. I'm ready for like a different type of experience. So like it just Tears of the Kingdom looking so similar to Breath of the Wild in terms, like I know it's doing a lot new, but like I don't need another type of that Zelda game. I'm good. Like I'll come back to the series when it changes it up again.
So I mean, like really, I don't want to talk a ton about Tears of the Kingdom, but like a couple things I do want to mention is one, we have heard Ganondorf speak, and suddenly everybody on Twitter wants to fuck Ganondorf.
Okay, so here's what I'm confused
That's not
about.
a sudden change, John.
Do you not hear Ganondorf in
That's
Breath
Matt
of the
Mercer.
Wild?
No, you don't. You just hear no, you don't, because it's
So
not.
is he not the boss?
Well, no, he's Ganon. He's like a mindless, like
He's the thing that
chaotic
makes noises.
plague
He
at
makes
that
Frank
point,
Welker
yeah.
noises. Yeah, he doesn't like talk.
Yeah, he like roars and like because he's
So
Ganon.
do we
He's
think
not
he's gonna come
Ganondorf.
back and like be a character?
Yes, I mean you heard him in the trailer. Like he's
I mean like a bad guy or somebody who works with you.
no. Ganondorf's gonna be the bad guy, like he always is. You can hear him speaking in the trailer, and I think it sounded like Liam O'Brien.
No, that doesn't sound a bit like Liam O'Brien, you fucking idiot. That's Matt
Fuck
Mercer.
off. Is it Matt Mercer? Okay,
It's
well, I thought it was
definitely
Liam
Matt
O'Brien.
Mercer.
But
Liam
but yeah.
O'Brien is the one who has the low, raspy voice.
Oh right, okay. Although you have to admit, Liam O'Brien would make a really good Ganon, or Ganondorf.
Maybe.
But so we heard Ganondorf speak. We didn't really get a feel for any sort of significant gameplay changes. And I don't know. Like, do you guys think we'll see not Breath of the Wild? Jesus. Do you guys think we'll get another look at Tears of the Kingdom before it launches?
I think we're
May,
going to get
or-
one because there was so... Here's the thing. This trailer, and I think they want to not show a lot, right? They know, like, you're whether you're in or not already, right? Like, they don't even have to market this game. They just have to be like, this bitch is out. Here's a poster. Have fun. But I think we're going to see a little more. But I do think they want to hold a lot of it as a surprise. You think we're gonna look at Ganondorf's tits before release?
Ganondorf's
No,
tits. No,
100% not. That's
They're
gonna
not
be.
gonna yeah.
You've got to complete a side quest to see that.
You have to pay $70 for Ganondorf's titties.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no that shit's not free. But yeah, no, you get a car. You get what looks like a Hyrule buggy, which I think is pretty cool. Really, we haven't answered the big question yet, and it's the one I want answered as to whether or not we're gonna go back to like actual like dungeons with bosses at the end, which I hope we do. I would like to see that make a return in Tears of the Kingdom, but I'm really excited about it. And like Britt said, like this is going to be one of the biggest fucking games of the year. So like they're gonna this game's gonna do all the fucking sales numbers.
Like this could be the worst fucking Zelda game ever, and it would still be probably the most bought Zelda game just based on the success of.
I mean, that already happened with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
So.
Justin.
Okay.
I hate that game. It's.
I'm not listening.
Justin,
I'm not.
I
blaming
respect.
you.
I
sure
respect.
I don't know.
the
People
heat.
love hearing it, Justin.
I'm just so bitter about it. It took out everything I loved about Zelda, and then everybody liked it more.
Justin's over here like, man, I
it
wish this was Spirit Tracks.
It jumps. Okay, let's not go that far. Phantom Hourglass is pretty good though, but
so
not Spirit.
I tried that game multiple times, and once I finally got over the durability system, do you know what? Like, just took the winds out of my sail.
Falling down all the time.
I do that when I'm drunk.
No, I didn't. I don't think I died much to tumbling. I did die to tumbling, but not much. The thing that made me quit, that made me say, fuck this game, is I reached the temple by the Sheikah village at the beginning of the game. And in that temple, you have to roll. This is the theme of the night, by the way. You have to roll a ball into a fucking hole. And I could not do that shit for the life of me. No matter how hard I tried, no matter what I did, could not fucking do it. Tried to get my spouse to do it. He couldn't fucking do it. I quit. I was done. I was like, I gave you 5 hours of my life.
I just like got in a position and fucking whoop. And it worked.
I'm so fucking happy for you, Derek. I'm so fucking happy for you.
I did that same thing, Derek. I turned the controller upside down and just launched it. Yeah.
So a few more. There's more games.
Let's hit some big
guys.
Yeah.
Derek,
what's the other shit?
Professor Layton.
Fucking Professor Layton, Daddy Long Dick is back in town, motherfuckers.
Wait, what?
Do I need to play Professor Layton? Do I need to play Professor Layton?
Hold on a minute. Wait.
Well, yes.
Wait.
Do I need to play?
Wait.
Listen. No. Do I need to play Professor
Yes,
Layton?
you do.
Is Layton packing? Is that canon?
You know he's fucking packing, dude. You know he is, man.
Is it the hat that?
No,
that
it's the demeanor. It's the confidence. It's the casual, laid-back confidence.
Does he have a huge? He's got a big hog.
You
His
know
hog is big?
that
He's going to
man
hog?
has got a fucking entire sausage, man. That dude
Does
is
that guy
rocking.
have like an Does that guy have like a fucking?
Dude's
elephant
got a
trunk in his
fucking
trousers?
kielbasa down there. What are you talking about?
How did we get here? What happened?
Look, Professor Layton is fucking incredible. I love these games. Level 5 has been in a desperately bad place for a while now, and Professor Layton, as one of their flagship franchises, has been kind of dead. So just the knowledge that it's coming back and that it looks like they're going to put some money into it, considering it's like a 3D CG, it's like, oh my God, like this could be a huge deal.
Plus, when he takes his pants off, it's like an arm holding a fucking apple.
So anyway,
Derek, where the fuck did that come from, Derek? Like,
did y'all not see that going on? Don't worry about it.
I just like, Derek, is there some kind of like weird latent hentai that I'm not aware of?
Not to my
blessedly,
knowledge. But no, Professor Layton is fucking great to see back.
I don't think we're seeing that for a while though. We didn't see much, and
probably not. That's not coming anytime soon. That's literally that. And what was the other big level 5 announcement? Fantasy Life sequel. I do think Fantasy Life is coming sooner rather than later. I don't remember if they even announced a date on that. Very cool to see a Fantasy Life sequel, but between that and Professor Layton, it's like, oh shit. Level 5's might be back. It just makes me happy. I like level 5.
Well, and that's the thing is like,
They
Justin,
were
go ahead.
supposedly in like pretty bad.
They were in
like,
such
That's
bad
what I
fucking
thought too.
shape.
Like I thought
Financial
Leighton was
shape recently,
Yeah, like
right?
I thought they said Leighton was all but dead because of that.
Yes, I think that this 1-2 punch of a new Professor Layton and a Fantasy Life sequel is probably a Hail Mary for them. Because they've been making cheaper and lower quality stuff for a while because they just can't. And I think they're really attempting a like Capcom style turnaround. As a developer, not as a publisher that owns several development teams, but they're doing the thing where they're like, we're going to put a bunch of money into these two games and create real level 5 experiences, and they are going to fucking save this developer or not, you know? And I sure hope it does.
You know what I wish that they would release again? That I feel like would just do fucking awesome? Nintendogs. Where's my Nintendogs remake remaster?
It got put down.
John, how could you?
Damn.
Just saying, man.
Hey, has anyone checked on their Nintendogs lately? How they doing?
I'll let you know after I check on my Islanders in Animal Crossing. I'm gonna go back. There's just gonna be a bunch of desiccated fucking corpses littering the island. What else? Etrian Odyssey 1 through 3 collect or HD collection. Now this is interesting because I had been wondering if they were gonna revisit the Etrian Odyssey franchise for a while. And I guarantee you, they're gonna see this is a test to see if they're gonna make like an actual new game in the franchise for the Switch. They're going to see this. They want to see how these sell, and if these sell really well, that will give them the kind of, I don't know, green light they need to go ahead with a new game. I think.
Probably.
That's.
And I noticed that they're HD remasters of the original games. Like they're not the like untold versions that were because they had like Etrian Odyssey Untold and Etrian Odyssey like Untold 2 that were much more expansive remakes of 1 and 2. And I correct me if I'm wrong, someone in chat, probably Nick, who I know is a huge Etrian
Nick
fan.
is a huge Etrian fan.
But these are remakes of like the original versions or remastered, what the fuck ever, of the original versions of these games, not the big fancy remakes that had all the extra, story content.
That's the impression I got.
Yeah. But like, of the original DS versions.
The original DS
versions.
But
like, these were really good, cool, weird, like dungeon exploring
crawlers,
RPGs, and it's really cool to see them given new life, and the Switch effect is going to be real. They're going to sell better on the fucking Switch than they ever did.
Oh, everything sells better on the Switch. So Etrian.
I think that kind of like dungeon crawler RPG is also just a really good fit for portable platform.
I think so too. Yeah, agreed. 100. Like Dungeon Encounters is a great example. Like I haven't played it, but I know a lot of people who have. And it's a fun little dungeon crawling game by Square Enix, and I that found great success on Switch, and I think Etrian Odyssey probably will as well. Octopath Traveler 2, I've played the demo. I don't want to burn myself out on it before it comes out, but it's Octopath Traveler, right? There are definite improvements in the narrative regarding character interaction, stuff like that. The music, of course, is epic as shit. Because it's Octopath Traveler, but it's gorgeous, and this, as opposed to a medieval setting, is very much like steampunk industrial age shit, like steam engines and smokestacks and stuff like that. So it's a much different aesthetic than Octopath Traveler, and I love it. I absolutely fucking love it. I cannot wait for this. What else did we see yesterday in the direct, guys?
Motherfucking Ghost Trick.
What the fuck?
Trick.
I've never heard of this shit.
Yo,
Thank
Ghost
you,
Trick
John. Me neither. Everyone was losing their mind. I'm like,
here's the thing. Ghost Trick, part of like why those of us who played Ghost Trick like have been so loud about Ghost Trick is nobody played Ghost Trick. It is a game from the Ace Attorney team and the same writer. It is this really interesting kind of puzzle, I guess is the best way to describe it, game, where you have to basically, this is so hard to explain. You have to manipulate the environment to avoid people fucking dying.
You're like trying to solve your own murder, basically.
The story is you're trying to solve your own murder. You were a ghost and you were trying to figure out how and why you died.
Can't you
But
just
it's
use
also
your ghost
surprisingly
powers?
It's also surprisingly very charming and lighthearted, and
Yeah, it's the
and
Ace
fun.
Attorney team. So like,
Wait,
if
hold
you
on a
like,
minute. Hold on. Wait. This doesn't make any sense. You're a ghost. You saw. You can't just remember who killed you.
no,
No,
you cannot
you
remember.
lost your memory.
What do you have?
So-
Ghost amnesia?
Yes,
Yeah, exactly.
that's how it
Or-
works, John.
Or is it like ghost snitches get ghost stitches? Like you just not
It's
narc on
we've
anyone? in the
already
spirit
said
world?
yes to the first one, so you didn't need to go to the second one. But and you have it's cool because you have like limited range in how far you can jump from object to object as a ghost. So like it's just it's a really interesting, weird little like puzzle game. I don't know how to explain it better than that, but it's very cool. It's very charming. It is all of the best stuff about like Ace Attorney in a different kind of package that's closer to a regular game since it's not a visual novel anymore.
The director put his own dog in the game named Missile, is a Pomeranian.
Oh, that's. I don't like Pomeranians.
It's okay. Missile's a good boy.
Missile's a good Pomeranian.
Not as good.
Missile's
Not as good a boy as Sissel, but
There's no such thing as a good Pomeranian. Pomeranians are like footballs. I just want to pick them
Missile
up.
is a good. Missile's a good Pomeranian. So you will watch yourself. Missile's a good boy. Yeah, Ghost Trick. More people need to play Ghost Trick, and I will shout from the rooftops for that.
I played
else
that
we
on my
got?
phone because it was the only version I could like get for a while. So I'm excited there's going to be like a decent re-release of that.
Yeah. Yo, this is
that-
not for me, but new Samba de Amigo for the first time in ages.
Yeah,
that was, I
like-
couldn't believe that one when I saw it. Like that was a series I never thought I would hear the name of again.
That
Right?
actually leaked right before the direct, and not
Did
a
it?
lot of people
Huh.
saw. Yeah, not a lot of people saw the leak because it was right before the direct. But yeah, Samba de Amigo. Like okay, like again, like not for me. Not a franchise that I'm interested in, but I'm glad for people who were. There were also like there were games here or that I expected to be here and weren't. And I know that we had heard a lot of smoke around a remake
Well,
of
let's-
F-Zero
let's- we got a
GX.
couple more. We got a couple more things that actually got announced. Let's spend time talking about that rather than
Who wants
things
to talk
people on
about
Twitter made up.
Decapolice? That looks weird. And
How
boring.
about we talk about fucking Baten Kaitos 1 and 2 getting remastered?
They're fine. They're fine games.
Shut
like
the fuck up.
I'm not the biggest card-based battle guy. What can
Then
I
you
say?
don't have to speak up.
Just saying. Just saying, Derek.
No, like Baten Kaitos. Here's what's interesting is like Imran and I think a few other people had told us that they had heard that Baten Kaitos was getting like a remake / remaster treatment. I don't know that any of the reports I read mentioned the second game as well. I think it was only ever the first one that we'd heard about. I could be wrong. I don't pay super close attention to the rumor mill, even when it comes from reliable folks. But incredibly cool to see Baten Kaitos 1 and 2. Those are cult favorites from the GameCube. Introducing like a card-based combat system well before that stuff became popular. And I actually think that those mechanics will probably fare better in today's world with the success of stuff like Slay the Spire than it did back on the GameCube. And it's great. Like, if you look at comparisons, it's not quite Metroid Prime level, but it's clearly a ton of work has gone into rebuilding these assets and really like remaking it, not just filtering it, upscaling it, and calling it a day.
Right.
So I really, once again, like games that are called remasters, really pushing the boundaries of what a remaster is.
I think so. Yeah, I agree with that. I do agree with that.
Yeah. What about Disney Illusion Island?
I'm excited for that, and my son will be excited for that.
I'm
That-
glad you're excited for it, Britt.
That looks, I mean, look, here's the thing. When I saw that, I could only think of like Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends, right? Just very pretty 2D animated co-op 2D platformers, you know, with a lot of like fluidity, and there wasn't a lot in the direct for this, but keep your eyes on it because it could end up being, you know, there's not a lot of games like that anymore these days, right? It's not a lot of 2D platformers that
I mean,
come
there's
out.
definitely not a lot of Rayman coming out.
Well, that's for fucking sure. This is incredibly CJ core. Like CJ needs to see. Someone needs to make CJ watch that trailer. And it's also cool that it's doing the. I don't know if any of you all have seen any of the like new Mickey Mouse shorts, but
They're funny. They're
so
they're
funny.
Really good.
So using the art style and designs from those shorts is a good call, if you ask me. Yeah, Mere Pet Manor brings out Best Katamari getting a remaster.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I love Katamari.
We love
so.
Katamari reroll. Yeah,
Itadakimasu.
We absolutely love Katamari.
those games are so fucking weird.
Those
and I
games
love
are
them.
those games are fucking strange.
I
but-
can't have I lose interest in them relatively quickly, but I so appreciate their weirdness.
They're very zen-like for me. I just kind of get into the zone and the music. I don't know. They're very relaxing for me. I love the Katamari games. I'll always grab those whenever they get a re-release.
Yeah.
What else we got from the direct, Derek? Anything else?
Hey, what about I'm
Did we
sure.
talk about Sea of Stars?
Yeah, talk about Sea of
Sea of
Stars.
Yes, there's a demo out. And it's fucking awesome.
The demo's out? I didn't know
Yes.
the demo was out.
Great, it's out right now.
Oh my god.
Somebody talk to me about Sea of Stars because I
So-
feel like I've heard this name before.
So it is a 2D pixel art JRPG with
Jerpiga, got it.
huge Chrono Trigger vibes. One, because the composer of Chrono Trigger actually does the music for this game. So it sounds like Chrono Trigger, but it's by the developer of The Messenger, which if you haven't played The Messenger, is a fantastic fucking platformer / Metroidvania. This is one of the most okay, all right, so she's a guest composer. That's why but that's why parts of the game sound like Chrono Trigger.
And Cross.
And Chrono Cross. This is one of the most beautiful 2D pixel art games I've ever seen. It looks better than Chained Echoes. And Chained Echoes is a beautiful fucking game. But this feels Chained Echoes feels more like a traditional Final Fantasy game in terms of its combat. This feels more like Chrono Trigger.
Is this already out on like PC or something, or is it
No.
is it still waiting to release on anything?
It's waiting to release on anything, and it doesn't come out
Okay.
until August. It had a huge delay. It's supposed to
Something
come
in
out
my
last
head
year.
tells me. I think I remember Finn talking about this at one point, and
Yeah.
Don't
Oh, and it's set in
remember.
it's set in the same universe as The Messenger. I did not know that.
whack.
But I mean, you need to download the demo for Sea of Stars and play it. This is one of my most anticipated games this year for a reason. It is if the demo is any indication, we're in for something truly special. Britt, you need to try this tonight if you can.
Derek, Drew Virus in chat says people have been talking about this game for years. That's why.
Yeah,
it
it's
sounds
been a
good.
yeah, it's I'm sure I'm quite stupid. Yes,
I mean, you're not Derek, you're not stupid.
a little bit.
You're
a
allowed to be
little
Probably
bit.
the smartest one on here. So
I'm
I
not.
don't know.
I'm not
pretty
willing to
smart.
believe that.
I'm pretty smart.
Me and John disagree for different reasons.
Derek's like, I disagree because you're stupid, John. You're just stupid.
Wow.
stupid like a fox.
I'm just kidding. Derek would never say that about me to anyone. He would think it maybe, but he would never say it to anyone.
No.
What else do we got? We had that Deca Police game, which I don't know what the hell, like whatever. Like
Apparently, that's another level 5 one.
Yeah. That's fine.
I don't know. Cops.
Can we talk for a moment about games that we thought were going to be there?
You go ahead.
And weren't. There was a lot of smoke around a remake of F-Zero GX.
Maybe
and
there was. I didn't hear any smoke.
there's been talk about that.
I haven't
for a
heard
while.
any mention of F-Zero in years.
There's been a lot of talk about a remake of F-Zero GX, and that wasn't there. I thought this is when we were going to get a release date for the Pixel remasters, and that wasn't there. I thought maybe we might get a look at a new 2D Mario.
See, I will say it's feeling weird that we haven't had a new Mario in a while.
Yeah, it's
But-
very fucking strange.
I know that Bowser's Fury like was kind of a holdover of like let's fill some gaps, but something's got to be coming at some point.
I mean, I was actually kind of surprised there wasn't some kind of Mario announcement. Maybe not a big thing, but I kind of expected them to want to, have some kind of new Mario thing. releasing around
Something,
the
yeah.
movie or something. So there's some kind of new Mario game or remaster or remake, something Mario related coming around
It's just
time of the
yeah.
movie, and I'm surprised.
Instead, we got Splatoon.
Yeah, it's just strange, right? And
I love Splatoon.
I do love Splatoon too.
I'm of two minds on what's going on with Mario. I think both these scenarios here are plausible. I think it's plausible that they announce something in June and it comes out like, in the holiday. This is like their last big hurrah on the Switch. Oh, new 3D Mario. Or they launch whatever new 3D Mario is next with whatever new system is coming next year, because we all know that's going to happen next year.
Well, and again, and you've got to take the like insider stuff really with a huge grain of salt, because some of these people do have legit information, but it always gets mixed with stuff that ends up being outdated, or they hear about something and then that gets canceled. Like, always take stuff with a grain of salt. But if the word is true that the Odyssey team has been working on Donkey Kong, then it's likely that there was going to be a big gap between like new 3D Mario games. But it does feel like something has to come. We gotta be getting some kind of new Mario content
at some point. Yeah, it's been. I think this has been has this been the longest period of time between 3D Mario releases?
Yeah,
maybe, I don't know, but
I want to say
Mario Maker 2, was that Switch? I can't even remember.
That was early in the Switch's lifestyle.
But it was after Odyssey, wasn't it, or was it before?
Yes, it was after Odyssey.
It was after Odyssey. Yeah. Derek, what the fuck did you just put in? Derek's shit posting in the Discord chat.
Derek's on chaos mode right now.
I was also wondering if we might see anything else from the NVIDIA leak, like namely Final Fantasy IX remake or Final Fantasy Tactics, and neither of those weren't
PlayStation events, baby.
Whatever that Resident Evil Revelations 3 thing was supposed to be for
probably
Switch.
Canceled.
It might be, yeah. It's entirely possible.
Canceled or being reworked into something.
Something like
that's been happening a lot with Resident Evil. So
yeah, I mean, what's clear is that something Resident Evil was in development for Switch, and nobody really knows what's going on with that now. I was and it was not something I was expecting would be there, but something I was hoping would be there would be a continuation of the Wario World franchise.
I would love more Wario World.
Yeah, it's
TJ would too.
Yeah,
it's been a really long time. Is there anything you guys were either hoping or expecting to see at this direct and it just didn't show up?
I will say something that I don't know that I was expecting it at this direct, but it's something that I thought was possible. And because we didn't see it, I think we'll see stuff later in the year. There's more Kirby coming this year. I believe they made it clear that this being a Kirby like anniversary year, or as part of the Kirby anniversary, that Return to Dreamland would not be the last part of that. But I do think they want Return to Dreamland
I can see that.
And they showed the new little side mode, but there's gonna be that. I don't think there's gonna be a brand new Kirby game, but I do think we'll see something else. I honestly I think the time is right for Air Ride, right? A re-release at the very least.
Well, you mean like on NSO or?
No.
We need to hold off a little bit on that.
as a full blown release.
I don't know. I don't.
They've had multiple. Like, if there's going to be more Kirby stuff coming, like most Kirby spinoffs are going to be Nintendo Switch Online. They're not going to be like a new release, right?
Either port Planet Robobot or give us a sequel to Planet Robobot.
I could see Forgotten Land DLC. I could see that.
Planet Robobot is peak Kirby.
I don't see us getting Return to Dreamland and like Triple Deluxe or Planet Robobot all in the same year, right? We're going to get, if anything else Kirby we get is not going to be another remaster. I don't think it's going to be a new AAA game. I don't think it's going to be a remaster of like a big Kirby game. I think it's going to be a big spin-off or a new spin-off, or I could see something weird like Canvas Curse or Rainbow Curse, right? But something Kirby is going to come this year. And it wasn't here yet, and we may not hear about it until later in the year once Return to Dreamland is out of the way.
Can I ask you guys something?
No.
Well, I'm going to ask you anyway.
No.
Metroid Prime 4.
No.
We
Not
got
this year.
What? Well, here's my question. We got Metroid Prime dropped for a reason, right? Like by all accounts, that game has been sitting on a shelf ready to go for the better part of like a year and a half or so. We got it dropped now for a reason.
They're going to reveal 4 this year.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to reveal 4 this summer, I think.
It won't be out till next year. But
well, what I was going to ask, Derek, is do you guys think it will launch with the next Switch system?
Okay.
I don't think Metroid's a launch game.
This is
Like,
we'll see.
I still think the next Switch is like 2 years away, so I don't know.
If this is like way too much for you to drop when we're already out of time, my very short answer is if there's going to be a Switch 2, right? Metroid Prime 4 is going to be cross-gen.
I can see that.
It's going to be a game that works on the Switch because they announced they don't want, it's just like Zelda, like Breath of the Wild. They don't want to not put it on the Wii U. Like, they want Metroid Prime 4 on the Switch because they announced it at the beginning of the Switch's fucking life cycle, and people bought Switches for this game. So they know they still got to do that. But it's going to run better on Switch too. Like, but that's all fucking guesswork.
But you don't see it being like a holiday release game this year.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
I mean, depending on how Metroid Prime does, like I know Dread did really well, but just like, I don't know, Metroid Prime to like someone who's like is just kind of a little bit more casual for the series and like Nintendo stuff, like that's not the game that's gonna get me to like buy a Switch 2. Like I know there's like diehard Metroid Prime fans, but it seems like it doesn't seem like a launch title for a new.
I mean, I think it's more likely they launch it with a 3D Mario.
Well, I mean, you got to remember Metroid Prime was a launch for the GameCube.
That's true.
Right? That was a system seller. Prime 4...
It wasn't launch, was it?
It was within the launch window.
It was within the launch window, yeah.
It came out early.
Like the following fall.
I might be drunk. I could swear it came out early.
I think it was in the first 6 months of the
It definitely was not.
I thought
anyway,
it was.
Look, here's the thing. Metroid Prime 4 represents something a little bit bigger than just Metroid Prime 4, the game for Nintendo, right? Metroid Prime 4 was announced when the Switch was coming out, and it was announced at a time when Metroid as a franchise was fucking dead, and one of the biggest pain points for the Nintendo like fandom against Nintendo was the treatment of franchises like Metroid, right? Anything that's not Mario or Zelda or Pokemon or Kirby can eat shit. And Metroid Prime 4 was a promise that, hey, we are going to focus on all kinds of games, and that includes the stuff that maybe just appeals to like core gamers and not just families. And Prime 4 has been rebooted and delayed and switched developers. And, you know, Metroid Dread ended up being a huge success story for the franchise and was a huge PR win for Nintendo. So I think that for Nintendo, Metroid Prime 4 is very important to get in people's hands and make as good as possible without waiting forever, because it's already been fucking forever, because that game represents their relationship with a very dedicated core audience. Does that make sense? Like,
yes,
it's about the PR.
You actually explained that very
almost more than it's about the money at this point.
It's
because
the principle
they kind of
of the thing now.
They kind of need to make good on their original promise.
Nope, that makes perfect sense. Derek, you actually explained that perfectly.
My question about Prime 4 is when it's going to take place in the Metroid timeline. Because,
it's got to be after Dread, right?
No, there's just gonna be this ever increasing gap between Metroid 1 and Metroid 2.
The Metroid timeline, in regards to games, is so fucking complicated.
No, it's not. It's not that complicated. It's
the entire Prime series takes place between 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Like the Prime series is a side story within the Metroid universe.
And I just think that's probably, they're just gonna keep making that gap bigger and bigger to keep fitting Prime in. Like, whatever.
It's been
and that's
10
fine.
years since I've been to Seebs.
Whatever.
Like,
she's an alien fucking bird lady. She can live forever. Whatever.
She's not an alien
They
bird
make up the
lady.
rules. She got Chozo DNA.
Yeah, but she's mostly human. All right, we got to get out of here because we're 5 minutes over. Guys, don't forget, Next week, instead of a podcast, we are going to be streaming Derek in support of what? Derek, you're doing the stream, so I'll let you.
I'm gonna stream. It's a great, cool little pixel art roguelike called Wizard of Legend. We're gonna play a cool wizard game in support of the Trans Empowerment Project. So, and our wizard is definitely gonna be trans for sure. So,
Because fuck Harry Potter.
I don't even know what that is. So we're gonna
She?
Exactly. We've got this really cool wizard game with a shitload of spells and really good combat, and we're going to stream that and raise money for the Trans Empowerment Project. So that's the plan next week.
It's going to be a good time. I'm going to be joining Derek on the stream, just chatting for a few hours.
Yeah.
We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a really good time. We got some great reviews coming up for you guys. Britt's going to be reviewing Theat Rhythm for us.
So excited for Theat Rhythm. It's like literally, I love rhythm games, and I'm so like, I loved the first game. I love Final Fantasy music. I'm so
You're going to be
fucking
busy because you got Theater Rhythm, and also you're on deck for Castle Bravo. So
Yeah, we should be.
I got some dinos, and I got some beats going.
We should be getting that Theat Rhythm code this week. So Britt's going to be working hard on that. But then we got Octopath Traveler later in the month, which I'll be reviewing. Boy, just so far, just a great year for games so far, and we're only in the middle of February. So it's going to be a good year, I think. All right, guys. Remember, take care of each other. We'll see you next week on our stream. Kindness costs nothing. Derek, take us home.
Bye.
We Discord.